Focus opportunity this week for Wrexham to get back into the automatic spots as Wycombe continue to flop around. That's right. What am I talking about? Well, I'll tell you next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video today. It's all about match number 37, that's right, in League One, and we'll get to it in a second. If you knew where you've been, smash your subscribe button. You want to subscribe for League One, Blackburn Rovers, World Football. We're going to all here under one roof. It does look like Birmingham will go out as champions, that's right, as they picked up another massive 3 points. But who will join them in the championship? Will it be Wycombe? Will it be Wrexham? Will it be Stockport County? Who bloody knows, of course. We'll get to all of that and more in a second. Big shout out to the members, big shout out to the Patreons. You know who you are. So, fans and folks, what we're going to do right here, right now is revisit the last weekend's games. Of course, look forward to the next weekend's drama. And I'll give you a little bit of an update. That's right. So sit tight, hold on, here we go then. Looking forward to this next round of games. But before that, these are the games that took place this past weekend, including a Crawley's late draw then, 1-1 against Reading. Meanwhile, Stockport County and Charlton duked out to a 0-0 draw. I backed Stockport on that one. Meanwhile, Blackpool with an impressive 3-0 win over Barnsley, getting themselves right back in the thick of things. Birmingham with a 1-0 win over Lincoln. I went with a 3-1 win. Bristol Rovers with a 1-0 win over Huddersfield. They took a big old dump there, didn't they? Bolton right back in the thick of things. Into the playoffs they go with a 2-1 win over Burton. Got on spot on the nose. Exeter with a 2-0 win over Shrewsbury. Called it, lads. Called it. Leighton Orient have gone off the boil as well. 2-1 win for Northampton. I went the other way. Peterborough and Wycombe with a 1-1 draw. Stevenage and Mansfield the same scoreline, 1-1. Wigan did get a 1-0 win over Cambridge. And Wrexham with a cheeky 1-0 win over Rotherham United. So that's, of course, that. This is the table as it stands right here, right now. It is Birmingham to lose. They're running away with it. Of course they are. Wycombe, of course, in second spot right now. Level on points with Wrexham. Goodness gracious me. Who's going to join them in the playoffs? Who bloody knows? Stockport, Charlton and Bolton at the moment. Huddersfield could get in there. So could Reading. Orient, of course, cutting themselves off a little bit at the moment. Meanwhile, going down, Shrewsbury, Cambridge, Crawley and Burton. The gap is massive between Bristol Rovers and Burton. So that's the situation we have ourselves right now. I cannot give you an update with the prediction league because it is helter-skelter right now. And there are actually going to be 6 matches taking place this coming weekend. Oh, sorry, midweek, which we're not doing a separate video. We're going to just roll through them right here, right now. So I'll give you a kind of shape of the landscape coming into, including Birmingham's visit of Stevenage. Stevenage coming to St Andrews this week. Of course, Birmingham should win that one quite comfortably. If I'm going to be a betting man, I'll go a 2-0 win. Birmingham taking the 3 points and edging closer to the championship. Blackpool against Cambridge, of course. Blackpool under Stevie Bruce and up against Neil Harris and Cambridge. Cambridge had a bit of a recent reboot or recent manager bounce there, but I think Blackpool should edge this one. The bookies also agree, and maybe a 2-0 winners for Blackpool. That would put them on 51 points. Still a long way off that top 6. Bristol Rovers against Bolton. Bristol Rovers, of course, on the outside of the relegation zone right now. Bolton need a win to make full advantage and maybe push them up as high as 4th with a win. They look good right now under Schumacher, and I think they'll get the edge here with a 2-1 win on the road against Bristol Rovers. Crawley against Charlton. Again, same can be said for Nathan Jones's boys. Currently find themselves in the top 6 up against Crawley, who are well and truly in the drop zone. I don't see anything but a cheeky 1-0 win for Charlton on the road there. Exeter against Mansfield. Exeter's season's kind of gone a bit of a damp squib here. Mansfield also, so that one looks like a dead rubber there. I'm going to go with a draw on that one, 1-1. The bookies will go with Mansfield, but only just. And then Reading, who are on the outside looking in. A win for them could close the door to just 2 points-ish, depending on what goes on elsewhere. But they're taking on third in the table, Wrexham, who, if they were to be victorious, they would squeak into the top 2 this week. So Wrexham go to Reading. I do think this is going to be a tougher one. The bookies are backing Wrexham. I'm going to back Reading to at least get a point and maybe another draw on that one. So that's my take on it, guys. Of course, don't forget to get your predictions in with the normal fixture list, which is this. Of course, that's what we're focusing on in this video. So let's get into it, starting with Bolton's visit of Stockport County. Northwest Crunch Clash coming at you this coming Saturday, the 15th of March. Now, all the form and positions in the table and recent run of events are kind of in limbo land right now, so bear with me because Bolton playing, etc., etc. So as of right now, recording this on Saturday, just after the final whistle of the last games, because we've got so much going on this week. So, Bolton against Stockport, let's get into it. Of course, the hosts are managed by Stephen Schumacher, unbeaten now in the last 5, picking up 4 wins and a draw. They sit 6th right now with 60 points up against Stockport. And David Challoner, also 58% form, just 1 defeat in the last 6. They sit 4th right now, goodness gracious me, 62 points. They played each other 11 times in 1998, 5 wins Stockport, 2 wins Bolton. There's been 4 draws between the two sides. Last time around, of course, over at this very venue in the league, you got to go back to 2001. It was in April. It was a 1-1 draw. It was in the championship. Meanwhile, the reverse fixture It was a 5-0 win for Stockport against Bolton back at Edgeley Park in November. Stockport, though, on the back of that 0-0 draw against Charlton. They're not in action midweek. Bolton, though, on the back of that 2-1 win over Burton to make it back-to-back wins. They're looking for a third win on the spin, of course, with Bristol Rovers likely to be that victory. So it could be a busy old week for Bolton, and they could be well and truly in the playoffs at the end of this week. The bookies, I'll go with Bolton, as do I. I think they'll get the edge. 2-0 win. Schumacher's getting a tune out of this Bolton side, and they could be the team to stop in the playoffs. Meanwhile, Cambridge against Peterborough, coming at you over at Cambridge. Of course, Peterborough are starting to get some form together under Darren Ferguson, taking on Cambridge under Neil Harris. Back-to-back defeats, though, for Neil Harris right now. They're 23rd right now with 29 points for the campaign. Peterborough, Ferguson, of course, 19th for the table, 39 points for the season. They played 10 times to 2015. 2 wins Cambridge, 7 wins Peterborough. There's been 1 draw between these two sides. Last time around over at Cambridge, it was a 1-0 win for Peterborough back in February 2024. The reverse fixture at Peterborough, 6-1 when it was. Of course, Peterborough have actually scored 12 goals against Cambridge in the last 3, conceding just 2. So, what's that, averaging 4 goals a game? Goodness gracious me. Peterborough, though, on the back of successive draws in Blackpool, drawing with Wickham. Cambridge on the back of successive 1-0 losses, failing to score in the last 2. Bookies will go with probably Peterborough. Yeah, it's actually quite level here. Could go either way. Coin flip. I'm going with a 1-0 win, Cambridge. They need to bounce back and get another win under the belt. So I'm backing Cambridge to cause an upset, perhaps, to give themselves big old 3 points. Blackpool need a result as well to get themselves well and truly in that top 6 hunt up against Leyton Orient, who have gone off the boil with Richie Wellens. They've lost 5 on the spin up against Blackpool, though, who are unbeaten in the last couple of games, just lost once in the last 6. They sit 11th with 48 points. Leyton Orient are in 9th with 53. They played each other 7 times since 2006. Of course, Richie Wellens has got tangerine roots there, of course, with his time at Blackpool as a player. Did he ever manage Blackpool? I'm not sure. Anyway, they played each other 7 times. 4 wins Blackpool, 2 wins at Orient, 1 draw. Last time around at Bloomfield Road, it was a 0-0 draw back in August 2023. The reverse fixture at Brisbane Road was a 3-0 win for Leyton Orient. Of course, the Orient on the back of that 2-1 loss to Northampton. Blackpool picking up a 3-0 win over Barnsley to make it back-to-back clean sheets. The bookies odds on this one, they'll back Blackpool, of course, because Orient are in a dog shit bit of form. Yes, they are. I'm backing them as well. 2-1 winners. The Orient taking another one, and their season is falling to bits. Charlton Athletic, though, up against Wigan. That's right. Who are looking to make a new manager appointment. Of course, Glenn Wheeler currently at the helm. Nathan Jones, of course, unbeaten in the last 4. Just 1 defeat in the last 6. They sit 5th right now with 60 points up against Wigan, who are 15th with 43 points. But they're coming into this on the back of just 1 loss in the last 6. They played 19 times since 2005. 8 wins Charlton, 7 wins Wigan, 4 draws. Last time around over at the Valley, it was a 2-2 draw back in April 2024. The reverse fixture, a 1-0 win for Charlton at the DW. Charlton are unbeaten against Wigan over the last 3. 2 wins and a draw. Wigan, though, on the back of successive clean sheets, drawing with Mansfield, and then Wigan winning against Cambridge. Charlton, though, on the back of the successive clean sheets themselves, drawing with Stockport, and then, of course, beating Barnsley prior to that. The odds for this one, though, well, I would look at Charlton, of course, massively fancied at home. They should win this one. 2-0 winners with the caretaker at the helm. Meanwhile, Huddersfield Town up against Crawley. Coming at you over at the John Smith's Kirklees McAlpine. Michael Duff's boys are 7th right now, 58 points for the campaign. They lost 4 of the last 5. Up against Crawley under Rob Elliott without a win in at least the last 6 matches. They're down at 22nd with just 30 points up against Huddersfield, who are 7th with 58. They played just the one time. It was the reverse fixture at Crawley back in November. It was a 2-2 thriller there. Huddersfield on the back of successive 1-0 losses, back-to-back goalless affairs. Crawley on the back of that draw against Reading. The odds for this one then, shall we? What are we looking at? We're looking at Huddersfield Town. They should win this one. The bookies are backing them. I'm going with a 3-1 win for Huddersfield to bounce back and maybe just get back into that top 6. We'll see. Lincoln City up against Bristol Rovers coming to at Sinsel Bank. Michael Scabula's boys are 13th with 46 points. They've won twice of the last 6. Up against Bristol Rovers under Ignal Calderon, unbeaten in the last 2. They're 20th, 39 points for the season. They played 21 times since 2003. 8 wins Lincoln, 7 wins Bristol Rovers. There's been 6 draws between the two sides. Last time around over at Sinsel Bank, it was a 5-0 win for Lincoln back in March 2024. Around about this time last season, with a reverse fixture, a 1-1 draw at Memorial Stadium, Memorial Field, whatever, back in November. So Lincoln are unbeaten against Bristol Rovers over the last 6, picking up 4 wins and a couple of draws. It's actually scored 6 goals against Bristol Rovers in the last 2 at Sinsel Bank. Lincoln on the back of that 1 and lost to Birmingham. Bristol Rovers picking up that 1 win over Huddersfield to make it back-to-back clean sheets for Bristol Rovers. The odds for this one, though, Lincoln should be favoured. They should be. Of course, I'm going with the 2-1 win as well. I don't think they were going to be in the mixer, though, for the playoffs this time around. Mansfield Town against Barnsley, coming over at Mansfield. Nigel Clough's boys, 3 draws in a row, 16th in the table, 41 points for the season. Up against Barnsley, Darrell Clark, 10th in the table, 52 points for the season, back-to-back defeats. They're coming at you, played in Mansfield 3 times since 2002, 2 wins for the Stags, 1 win for the Barnsley, and no draws. Last time around at Mansfield in the league, it was a 1-0 win for Barnsley way back in April 2003. The reverse fixture, a 2-1 win 1-0 for Mansfield at Oakwell back in August. 3 successive draws for Mansfield, drawing with Bolton, Wigan, and then Stevenage. Barnsley on the back of goalless affairs, or back-to-back games without scoring a goal, should we say, losing to Charlton, and then most recently to Blackpool. The odds for this one, Mansfield underdogs, Barnsley favoured here. I'm going with a 1-1 draw. It does smell like a draw because I don't see much happening with Barnsley, and Mansfield have been drawing like fun. But Northampton down against High Flyers, Birmingham. Coming at the Six Fields. Kevin Nolan's boys are unbeaten in the last 3, just 1 defeat in the last 5. Up against Birmingham under Chris Davies, 1 defeat in the last 6. They're rocking 75% form at the top of the table with 79 points. They played 4 times, these two clubs, in 2015. 1 win apiece and 2 draws. Last time around over at Six Fields, it was a 1-0 win for Birmingham. It was a friendly, doesn't really count. The reverse fixture at Birmingham was a 1-1 draw back in November. Northampton Town on the back of that 2-1 win over the Orient. Birmingham with a 1-0 win over Lincoln most recently. The odds right here right now, of course, they're going to go with Birmingham. Massively fancy. Northampton Town have no chance. 2-0 winners, Birmingham taking it to the cleaners. Reading against Stevenage coming out of the Matchday. Could be a very important week for Reading. Under Noel Hunt, unbeaten in at least the last 6. However, drawn 4 of that last 6. In fact, if you want to stretch it back, they haven't lost in the last 8 and unbeaten in the last 5 home matches. Stevenage and Alex Ravel won a defeat in the last 4. They sit 12th right now, 48 points compared to Derby's 55 points. Last time around at the Matchday, it was a 2-0 win for Reading back in August 2023. The reverse fixture at Stevenage was a 1-1 draw back in November. Stevenage picking up that 1-1 draw also against Mansfield. Most recently, Reading, the same with Crawley 1-1 back in the day. The odds for this one then, of course, Reading underdogs. Stevenage fancies for the victory here. Not for me. 2-1 winners. Reading to take it at the Matchday. Rotherham United against Exeter coming out of the New York Stadium. That's right, New York Stadium it is. Steve Edwards, the governor of Rotherham at the moment. 2 wins in the last 6. 14 for the table, 44 points for the season. Up against Exeter under Gary Caldwell. That's right, unbeaten in the last 3. They've played Rotherham 5 times since 2008. 2 wins apiece and 1 draw. Last time around at the New York Stadium, we had a 4-1 win for Rotherham way back in April 2013. The reverse fixture this campaign was a 1-0 win for Exeter back in August. Exeter on the back of that 2-0 win over Shrewsbury. Back-to-back clean sheets for them. Picking up also a 0-0 draw against Exeter, against Reading. Meanwhile, Rotherham on the back of that 1-0 loss to Wrexham in Wales last time. Odds for this one. Bookies go with Rotherham. Of course they do. They should do. And Rotherham should win this one 1-0, but it's been a bit of an anticlimactic season for one of the heavyweights, you would imagine, Rotherham. Meanwhile, Shrewsbury Town, they're taking on Burton in relegation 6-pointer must-win territory for both of these two sides. Shrewsbury under Gareth Ainsworth are rock bottom with just 28 points. Up against Burton and Gary Bowyer without a win now in the last 3. They're down there, 21st with 33 points. They played each other 26 times in 2003. 13 wins Shrewsbury, 7 wins for Burton. There's been 6 draws. Last time around at Shrewsbury, it was a 2-1 win for the Salop back in August 2023. The reverse fixture at the Pirelli was a 2-0 win for Burton. Burton, of course, on the back of that 2-1 loss to Bolton. Shrewsbury losing to Exeter and haven't scored a goal in back-to-back games. Only scored 1 goal in the last 4 matches have Shrewsbury. The odds for this one then, quite tight. They give it to Shrewsbury. I'm going with a 1-1 draw on this one. And then finally, we have a ding-dong classic, don't we, at Wickham. Of course, it is Wickham hosting Wrexham. It is currently 2nd versus 3rd, but it could be 3rd versus 2nd. Goodness, who knows? Wickham coming to this under Mike Dodds, just 1 win in the last 4 matches. They sit 2nd as of recording, 68 points for the campaign. Against Wrexham under Phil Parkinson, who sit 3rd, unbeaten in the last 3 and back-to-back wins. They played each other 9 times in 2003, 3 wins Wickham, 2 wins Wrexham, 4 draws, of course. Last time around over at Wickham, it was a 2-1 win for the Wanderers way back in March 2008. The reverse fixture in Wales, 3-2 winners it was for Wrexham on the opening day of the season. Wrexham, though, picking up a 1-0 win over Rotherham, back-to-back clean sheets. In fact, they got 3 clean sheets on the spin. Wickham picking up that draw against Peterborough as their season seemed to be slowly but surely unravelling right before their eyes. Wickham are fancy for the victory on this one. I'm going with a 1-1 draw once again, which does pretty much leave you as you were. It probably boils down to those games in hand. So Wickham, of course, picking up the draw. Again, the results in midweek will have another different look to this table. We could, despite that draw, we still could see Wrexham in that top 2. So again, those results are not reflected in this, of course, picture right here, right now. That's it, my friends. Don't forget to get your own predictions in using the link in the description down below. We go again, guys, very, very soon. Until then, subscribe, smash the like, catch you later. We are done for now.